I've had a number of times players have said to me, why do you get to decide? In other words, why do I get to decide who's on the team? Now, the easy answer is because I'm the coach, but that's not true. I don't decide. They decide. I watch them. So we're going to put Mantha in great situations, and we're going to see if he's ready or not.
It's hard to pick on Canadian Player of the Year. We've never had anybody like him in the organization.
Anthony Mantha, there's a strong defensive play by the offensive wonder. Mantha, now he's cutting in front of that. Anthony Mantha, that's what he does. He scores goals.
Mantha fell to the 20th pick in the draft. We took Anthony. We were thrilled to get him. Loved his ability to score, and I think that in his draft year he had 50 goals. I think he was only one or two players in the Quebec League to get 50 goals.
He's a guy that I first saw play when I went out to evaluate Xavier Ouellet, who was playing in Quebec, and happened to play Val-d'Or that day. It was pretty easy to tell based on his statistics alone, as well as his size, that he was going to be pretty special. He's a great combination of size and athleticism and hockey sense.
Talked to Brent Sutter, the World Junior coach, about him. What impressed me about what Brent Sutter said to me was the harder he was on him, the better he played. I like to hear that because that shows you a mental toughness between his ears. What I saw when I watched him as a kid who could flat out score and made big plays at right times.
What I like the most, he stays calm under pressure.
I think in training camp, we're going to give him an opportunity to play with guys like Datsuk, Zetterberg. Really, if he's going to make our team, it's going to be in a top 6 role. It's going to be a guy that we're going to give an opportunity to be in an offensive role and score goals.
But if he does need time in Grand Rapids, he'll be in a great situation down there. We expect to have a real competitive team, and I know Jeff Blashill has done a great job developing our prospects. And sometimes the players, Thomas Yurko is a good example of a guy that needed some time in the minors to learn how to do all those little things that maybe you can get away with in junior and still be successful because you're such an elite talent. But when you get to the pro game, the players are all better. There's less room for error, and we want them making mistakes in the American League, not necessarily the NHL.
In pro, the puck doesn't just seem to come to you, you got to get it.
And Anthony's young. I think the one thing that comes to mind with Anthony's development, he's a great offensive talent and a guy that can shoot the puck. But he's going to have to learn when he hits the pro game. He's going to have to learn the consistency, being an everydayer.
The biggest thing I would say for all young players, you see it year after year. Guys are drafted high, they come in, the expectations are, that's because they got here before they were ready. There's no rush. Get here when you're ready.
Well, I just think that ability to score goals in that big a frame is not something that comes around every day. It's the hardest thing to do is to score goals. Everyone's looking to try to score more, and so he can do it, and he can do it in a big body. I think that's real exciting. It's exciting for the future of the Red Wings.
He's probably going to play 5 or 6 of the preseason games. We won't play him all 8. And we'll have to make a decision. So that's why it's important as a young player when you come into training camp. It's important right from the get-go to make an impression, to score some goals and to create some scoring chances.
When he comes to your camp, he needs to send direct message to Henrik Zetterberg and Pavel Datsuk, because they're going to be watching that, wow, this kid is coming from junior, I want him on my line.